Well, conventionally, poverty has been measured focusing on income or consumption. And this, in a U.S. environment, would be the number of dollars that a family has available to buy things or the number of dollars they use to buy things. But the purchase behavior of a family is just part of the defining characteristic of poverty. Because if a family has very low education, or a family has poor health, or an individual has poor health, or if the environment is very bad for living, such as sanitation facilities are terrible, this can be as important as having low income. So what we do in our multidimensional poverty measure is take into account additional dimensions that directly affect people's well-being. Income is interesting because it's a means to an end, not the end themselves. We begin with several dimensions of well-being, and we ask what would constitute being deprived in that dimension. So perhaps in the United States, having anything less than a high school education, or not achieving a high school education, would make you deprived. In other environments, it may be not having primary school education. A certain level of health. There are ways of indicating whether you're in good health or bad health, etc., etc. You have a deprivation level, a cutoff for every dimension, and then we look at the range of deprivations that a person experiences, and if they are deprived enough, in other words, they have enough dimensions in which they're deprived, we consider them to be poor. Now, it has changed who is poor. It has changed how poor people are seen as being, and that's natural when you include more information. So the whole idea is to include more information into the way you're measuring poverty, to know who's poor with greater certainty. But let's see, now going to the multidimensional poverty measure, the MPI, which the UNDP recently has reported results on, it has indeed said that India, for instance, has a great deal more poverty, let's say, than what they might have thought otherwise using an income-based approach. This is an amazing sort of outcome for a lot of people, but it isn't that amazing for academics or people who have been watching India, because we've seen a tremendous growth in India, income growth, which has led to income poverty falling at a pretty rapid clip. But at the same time, malnutrition among kids hasn't budged.